Hi there, welcome. I'm Eric Linter with Starspeak, your horoscope for April 2017. Several viewers have inquired recently about the ongoing T-square, where we have Jupiter opposing Uranus and both planets squaring Pluto. It's going to continue off and on through most of the summer of this year. So we need to be paying attention to this alignment because it's contributing to a lot of political discourse, some of it quite unfriendly. It's contributing to a climate of instability. Uranus, after all, is the earthquake planet, the planet of awakenings, enlightenment, epiphanies, genius, but also that instability factor is always very great when Uranus is active. It's opposing Jupiter, the planet of law, politics, religion. So, of course, we're going to have debates and disagreements. And with Pluto, the planet of power and money and resources rooted in the regions under the surface of the earth, remember, Lord of the underworld in mythology, a lot of big power plays are going on, some right before our eyes and some quite hidden. And in terms of the political scene these days, there's no end in sight to the volatility. I urge all folks who live in democracies to educate themselves about the issues as best they can. News continues to be suspect, but we all have to do our research and visit as many reliable sources as we can find to just have an idea of what's really going on. Aside from that kind of heaviness that weighs on so many hearts and minds these days here in the States, April Fool's Day has some real sunshine. The moon is in a trine to Jupiter Saturday night, and this is one of the great happy camper aspects. So be sure to go out, socialize, and enjoy yourself on this first weekend of the month. Venus is continuing on her retrograde track, and she will actually move back into Pisces on Sunday, a very sensitive place. Venus will, in the entire month of April, move only a couple of degrees, starting April 1st at the first degree of the sign Aries and finishing the month at the first degree of Aries. Because of the retrograde coming to an end, Venus will hover and slowly, after turning direct, regain speed. But we can expect a lot of reunions, a lot of, for some, regrets, but also fond memories of folks we have loved over the course of our lifetimes, regardless of whether we're 6 or 60. Don't be surprised to come across a memento and to feel a lot of feelings well up, because Venus is going to tend to stir up those types of responses this month. As we move into the first full week of the month, on the Monday the 3rd, we hit the first quarter moon phase where the moon in Cancer tests the Aries sun. And again, this also has a kind of triggering effect on the cardinal T-square that persists throughout springtime. And we can anticipate that there will be more outrageous news about political misdeeds and other controversies. Fortunately, Mars is in a trine to Pluto on Wednesday the 5th. This is very favorable for taking care of business, springtime chores, any kind of work you need to tackle. And if you're looking to line up support for a project, this is also a really constructive alignment for matters on the material plane. Saturn begins a retrograde on Thursday the 6th in the sign of Sagittarius. This is going to stir up more political and legal infighting and get a great many people thinking about what their version of truth is. Of course, truth remains very subjective, but the climate of inquiry is supported as the Sun opposes Jupiter on Friday the 7th. We all need to be open-minded, open-hearted, and willing to hear opinions that we may not agree with. This is especially true on Saturday the 8th. Venus is in a square with Saturn, The Sun tests Pluto that same evening. And the forces of power through intimidation, through bullying, through other kinds of power grabs. We want to, be both attentive in our personal lives, treat other people with due respect and kindness, but we also want to make our voices heard to leaders who we feel are in a situation or promoting situations that are destructive and dangerous for the long-term health of citizens and the planet. The moon is waxing full, and as excitement builds, on Sunday the 9th, Mercury turns retrograde. This can create some confusion. People are likely to change their minds, shift positions. It's just part of the territory with a Mercury retrograde. Mercury's retrograde will continue into May. So for those of you sensitive to the direction shift, plan accordingly. The moon in Libra is full on Tuesday the 11th. This is a very powerful alignment. The moon will be conjunct Jupiter, the sun in Aries conjunct Uranus. Again, recharging that T-square situation and creating a very volatile climate politically, environmentally. That earthquake factor may be notable around this time. If you're driving or operating any kind of machinery this week, you need to be careful. And as we head toward the end of the first half of the month, the sun moves into a conjunction with Uranus, which can bring everything from an epiphany to spiritual enlightenment, but it can also trigger accidents and other unforeseen events. We need to be on our toes. The aspect is exact early Friday morning, just after midnight. So with this trickster planet Uranus active, anything goes. Surprises can come and be quite pleasant, but they can be upsetting and disturbing. The best bet is to simply slow down and take life one step at a time. Venus comes out of her retrograde on Saturday the 15th, which really sets the stage for a wonderful weekend. She's in an alignment, a sextile with Mars that promotes good relations with the opposite sex and the possibility of everybody having an enjoyable, socially engaging weekend. I hope you do. Well, thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you taking the time. You can reach me via email at stars@ericlinter.com. Do look for my daily forecasts online at the spiritofchange.org website. And remember, keep looking up.